Alright guys, so it's been a while since I made a video on the RAV4, so I've got a new project today. You guys can see that I run the scan gauge here in my RAV4, and so I hate for it being mounted up on the windshield because you get that suction cup, and looking in from the outside it looks cheesy with that suction cup stuck to the windshield. So anyways, I've got a place over here on the side that I want to mount it to this little tray that I picked up on Amazon. And so this is just a little tray that fits in that little cubby area over here. And so what I was thinking was I could take the scan gauge, and since it's got like a plate here on the back, take and mount a magnet right here on the front of this little pull, and have it stick to that metal piece on the back of the scan gauge. And so it would put it right in here, and I think it would look great, and it would still clear the handle there, and so I don't have to look at that thing. And plus, you know, it does create a blind spot. You know, I just think it would be better suited down here. So you know, I wanted to have it down low, and you know, I took just some little things that I had around the house and, you know, mounted it down low. Let me show you exactly what I did. I took and run the wire right through there up underneath the steering column, and then I took and got some hot glue and some magnets and hot glued them in place. And the reason that I use the hot glue is so, you know, if I use super glue or epoxy, you know, and I put them in the wrong spot, then I couldn't move them. If you use the right hot glue, it's Gorilla Glue, it works really good, and you know, I can take and scrape it off, but you know, it's still holds very, very well. And you can see that I scraped it right there. I actually cut some of it off, the thickness off, with a razor knife. And then I put just three, I think they're N52 or N92 magnets right there to hold the top, and then two right here on the bottom. So, and then I took a bar magnet and stuck it across the top so it'd give me a little bit of extra rise. And you can see that, you know, this is not going anywhere, because once you put some downward weight on this, it just pushes up on the inside of that cubby, and I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. And you can hit bumps, and I'm telling you, this thing ain't going nowhere. And when you close your door, you know, it's perfect, and it just looks like it was made for it in here. And then also, you can't really see anything from the side. I mean, you can't see that mess of hot glue in there. Now, I know it wasn't very pretty, but you know, my whole idea behind mounting this thing, well, was just to get it mounted, and I didn't care what the glue looked like. I could have probably put some tape on there and controlled the glue a little bit better and pulled it up and made everything look like $1,000,000, but it's not going to be seen, and all I care is, you know, that it holds. And with that Gorilla Glue hot glue, that stuff's really tough. Like I said, I was able to take a razor and cut on it, but it was hard to cut on it, because that stuff is just, it's not like regular hot glue. It does really good. I'll put a link to it in the description, and then I'll also put a link to the magnets in the description, and then this little cubby area that I got right there. And like I said, it's just a little plastic piece that fits in there. It's got a little hideaway right in there. And like I said, that's the only reason I wanted it, was to stick that on there just to make it look nice. And you know, I went ahead and pulled this out, that cord out, but you can see that it tucks in nice, and you know, that ain't gonna go anywhere. You can see that it just looks really good. I really am happy with it. And then you can still touch the screen and do everything that you need to do, and it's not going to move. Hope this video was helpful to somebody to mount your scan gauge or whatever you want to mount down there. All right, so I just want to give you another view of the scan gauge. Like, you can't really see it. I mean, really, when you're opening the door, you're not going to see that at all. Even when you get to like right in there, you're not even going to see the glue. It's not till about right there you can see a little bit of the glue. But trust me, it looks really good, and it's out of the way. And then now I can get rid of this suction cup thing on the front window. Like I said, I just think that looks kind of cheesy, and so very, very happy with it, the way that it turned out, and I think you guys would be too. So anyways, like I said, I'll put a link to all the stuff that I used down in the video description down below, and you guys can check it out. And you know, if you do use magnets, make sure you use the I think it's the N52 magnets. Those are the ones that are really strong, because if you use just a regular magnet, it's not gonna hold. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, see ya.